A wild plant that outpaces milk with 3 times more calcium grows for free in the street. Yet the same company that patented its extraction also sells the chemicals used to erase it. Instead of building a supplement empire from farms, they targeted what anyone could harvest from a sidewalk crack. If pursuing this plant's secret could end a billion-dollar industry, what exactly did Monsanto want to keep hidden? 3 documents form the backbone of this story. The first is a patent, granted on March 7, 2017, numbered US 9,587,256. The header reads, "Methods for extracting bioactive compounds from Portulaca oleracea." The assignee line lists Bayer Crop Science, successor to Monsanto. The claims section details proprietary techniques for isolating nutrients, polysaccharides, flavonoids, and omega-3 fatty acids from a plant most Americans call a weed. The second document is a Lab report, a nutritional table from a peer-reviewed laboratory analysis, accredited under ISO IEC 17025 in 2017. The columns show calcium, magnesium, iron, and complete protein content per 100 grams. Purslane's calcium value stands out, 765 milligrams per 100 grams, compared to milk's 125 milligrams per 100 grams. The magnesium column lists 160 milligrams per 100 grams, dwarfing spinach and lettuce. The study lists the authors as Dr. R.P.N. Choudhury and Dr. S. Talk in the Journal of Food Science, 2018. The table source code and lab ID are visible at the bottom. Lab accreditation ID 170245. The third document is a municipal contract from New York City, dated July 2022. The vendor is Bayer Environmental Science. One line item lists herbicide concentrate, glyphosate, 200 gallons, for $47,800. The contract language specifies application for broadleaf weed control, including Portulaca oleracea, on city sidewalks and parks. Each document is public record. No speculation, no anonymous sources. The patent, the lab report, and the city contract together remove all doubt. What you are about to see is not rumor or theory. It is written, signed, and filed in the official record. Calcium is just the start. Purslane's numbers force a double take. It contains up to 765 milligrams of calcium in every 100 grams of fresh leaves and stems. Whole milk, by comparison, offers just 125 milligrams per 100 grams. The lab analysis by Dr. R.P.N. Choudhury, published in 2018, puts purslane calcium at 6 times that of milk by weight. But the story does not end there. Purslane carries its calcium in a natural matrix alongside magnesium, 160 milligrams per 100 grams, surpassing spinach and lettuce. That magnesium is not just a bonus. It is the mineral that unlocks vitamin D power, making every milligram of calcium actually usable for bones. Iron content stands out too. It contains 53 milligrams of iron per 100 grams, higher than spinach in some tests. Purslane also delivers 4 grams of complete protein per 100 grams, with all 9 essential amino acids. This is not just about minerals. Omega-3 fatty acids make up more than 1/4 of purslane total fats, the highest among leafy greens. Vitamin K2 is present as well, guiding calcium to bones and away from arteries, a function that supplement companies charge a premium for. Most leafy greens offer bits and pieces of this puzzle. Purslane delivers the whole package: calcium, magnesium, iron, complete protein, omega-3 fatty acids, and vitamin K2 in one wild, resilient plant. All of it is verified in accredited labs, with the data published in peer-reviewed journals. For anyone tracking numbers, the math is simple. Purslane is not just a weed. It is nature's most complete bone health system, hiding in plain sight. In the decades following World War II, the American food landscape was remade by advertising and policy. Dairy boards, flush with post-war advertising budgets, launched slogans that became household mantras. "Milk does a body good" first aired in 1982, but the campaign's groundwork stretched back through the 1950s and the 1960s, when milk was promoted as the bedrock of bone health. Print ads from the era show smiling children, tall glasses of milk, and bold claims about strong bones, always linking calcium to dairy, never to wild greens or backyard plants. Behind the scenes, federal agencies codified those assumptions into policy. In 1978, the United States Department of Agriculture added Portulaca oleracea, purslane, to its official noxious weed list. The entry appears in the federal Noxious Weed Seed List, PDF dated May 1978. The rationale was that purslane competes with desirable crops. The document offers no nutritional analysis and no evidence of toxicity, only a warning about agricultural competition. While researching this story, outreach attempts were made to both the United States Department of Agriculture and Bayer Crop Science, the current assignee of the relevant patent. Emails requesting comment on the 1978 weed listing and on the patent's scope were sent on March 12th and March 15th, 2025. As of the time of filming, no official response was received. Historian Dr. Joseph Neal, who has written extensively on federal weed policy, notes that the 1970s marked a turning point when wild edibles once common in American kitchens were systematically erased from public food culture by a combination of advertising, regulation, and industry influence. Patent claim. Number 1 runs nearly a full page. It begins with the legal phrase, "a method for extracting, isolating, and purifying bioactive compounds from Portulaca oleracea," comprising the steps of. The language is dense, listing solvents, temperatures, and chemical processes. An intellectual property attorney reading the document aloud pauses at the end of Claim 3. Her summary is blunt. This patent does not grant ownership of the plant itself. It covers specific extraction processes. If you want to sell a supplement made from purslane using these methods, you need a license. But the patent's reach is not theoretical. In practice, it creates a legal wall around commercial use. Companies making calcium or omega-3 supplements from purslane cannot operate at scale without negotiating with Bayer Crop Science, the patent holder. Municipal officials, when asked about herbicide contracts, point to procurement records. They say they follow the approved product list. If the label says it controls purslane, that is what they buy. The numbers add up quickly. Cities and counties across the United States spend millions every year on herbicides targeting broadleaf weeds, with purslane named on the label. One procurement summary shows a single city ordering thousands of gallons of glyphosate concentrate for sidewalk application, nearly $50,000 in one contract. Multiply that by hundreds of municipalities, and the annual spend reaches into the tens of millions. The same company profits from licensing extraction methods for nutritional supplements, and from selling the chemicals that erase purslane from public spaces. Intellectual property law and municipal procurement form a closed circuit, exclusive rights on one end, recurring sales on the other. The result is a system where a wild superfood is locked out of the marketplace, unless you buy it back in a bottle. Identification is straightforward for anyone willing to look closely. Purslane forms low mats, hugging the ground with thick, reddish stems that branch outward. The leaves are small, oval, and bright green, fleshy to the touch, never hairy or rough. Botanist Dr. M.K. Patel describes the stems as succulent, almost rubbery, with a subtle sheen. In summer, tiny yellow flowers open briefly, 5 petals each, barely larger than a pencil eraser. The most reliable test is the sap. Snap a stem and you'll see clear, mucilaginous juice, never white or milky. That distinction matters. because the toxic lookalike spurge bleeds white sap and should be avoided. Purslane's resilience is legendary. One plant can produce up to 240,000 seeds, each capable of waiting decades in the soil for the right moment to sprout. No fertilizer, no irrigation, just sunlight and a crack in the pavement. Add fresh purslane to salads for a crisp, lemony bite, or blend it into smoothies for a daily mineral boost. Cooking is simple. A quick sauté or adding it to soup at the end preserves the nutrients. For most adults, 50 to 100 grams a day covers your calcium and magnesium needs. But there are two important cautions. If you have had calcium oxalate kidney stones, talk to your doctor before eating purslane regularly. Pregnant women should avoid large amounts in the first trimester because of trace alkaloids. This is not just about nutrition. It is about reclaiming lost knowledge. Dandelion, amaranth, and plantain are labeled as weeds too, despite offering more antioxidants, more protein, or natural antibiotics than most store-bought greens. The pattern is clear. These plants are pushed aside, yet they hold the power to change how we eat and live. Today, the line between food and commodity grows thinner, while wild nutrition is paved over, patented, or dismissed as a nuisance. As policies and patents shape what we eat, reclaiming knowledge of what grows at our feet is more than nostalgia. It is power. The sidewalk crack still offers a choice.